So in case you didn't know, that was, well, my happy dance is actually much more extensive than that, but that was my camera happy dance. So, went to Abbey Road. It's small. It's actually smaller than I expected. Like, I guess I was expecting, like, maybe this huge, like, highway-like thing, and it's maybe, like, the width of my hotel room, so it's like, there you go. That is the width of Abbey Road. There were so many people there, though, and, I mean, traffic literally just has to stop because people are just getting on and off this little stretch. It's called the zebra crossing. So I got a picture of me walking across that, but, I mean, because the person that takes it has to stay on the side of the road, and you're on the road, you know, I don't know how big that's going to come out. But my favorite picture that I got was people go up there and they just write all along the walls that are surrounding the studio. I mean, everything from Beatles lyrics to their names to marriage proposals. So it says, I think it's number 5, I think that's it, from what I can recall. It says number 5, and then Abbey Road crosses it. And so I'm leaning all up against it and smiling because I'm super happy I was there. And then after that, we drove by Paul McCartney's house, his actual house. So yeah, I got to see the front of Paul McCartney's house that he's lived in since 1966. Windows were dark though, so he was not home. Kind of wondering what I would do if he was home. And then we went to where the old Apple offices were, and I got to see where they did rooftop concerts. And it's actually on this little like a tailoring street. It's all suits. It's Savile Road, so it's all those really, really fine made suits. And then the Beatles' old Apple offices used to be there. And so they told the story about how John locked the door and they went up on the rooftop concert. And literally, okay, I'm not kidding, the cops are 1 block down. A block. They're just like, you go a block down, turn the corner, and there they are. They're maybe a 3-minute walk away from the studio. So when the Beatles went up there, and I didn't know this story, so I was really, really kind of happy. You know, I got a new Beatles story. So I guess when the Beatles were up there playing, everyone, you know, stopped in the middle of the streets, of course, because the Beatles hadn't played since 1966, and they're all staring up, and I mean, we've seen the footage where they're all staring up kind of thing and looking up at the Beatles playing finally, and everyone was just stopping dead in their tracks, and this is what I didn't know. It was the tailors along the street that called the cops. And they literally called up the cops and said, you know, you need to get down here, you need to stop this, blah, blah, blah. And the cops were like, oh, no, sorry, we can't get there. The cops are a 2-minute walk away. So I didn't know this. I knew the cops were reluctant to kick them out, but I didn't know they were that close, and that they literally were like, oh, no, we can't make it. So that was pretty cool. And I mean, I got to see a lot of sites today, Beatle and rock and roll sites in general. Got to see where Jimi Hendrix died, where Mama Cass died, where Jimmy Page lived, where Eric Clapton lives. God, I think it's Keith Moon. No, it's not Keith Moon. Well, I got to see a lot of Keith Moon stuff and got to hear a lot of crazy Keith Moon stories. And I can't for the life of me, I'm going to have to Google it later, but there's actually a house that it was a rock and roll guy that he died in, and his parents have kept that house and haven't since, I think he died in 91. They haven't changed anything. The house just sits there empty. And it's next to this old dairy mill, and I mean, that was one of the saddest stories. And then I also got to see where Freddie Mercury used to live, and I guess he left it to his first love, who was a female. I'm not really sure how that works. But that song, You're My Best Friend, was written about her, and he left it to her. So she lives there now, currently, and she has to go outside and paint the walls well, not paint, I think she washes them off every single week, basically, because lining those walls, people still to this day go up and they write on it about how much they love him, and they'll write lyrics and things like that, and it's just, I mean, it's amazing. And then we got to see all the little, like, blue English national plaques, and I guess, like, they're made out of, what are they made out of? China. They're made out of China, and they're all, it's like the English national history or something like that, and they're all over London, but there is only one plaque dedicated to rock and roll in London, and it's actually dedicated to Jimi Hendrix, and so no other rock and roller has a plaque dedicated to them. That is how hardcore this English Honor Society thing is. But there is a petition going around to get a plaque for John Lennon and to put it on the old Apple Studios right beneath where they did the rooftop concert. And to qualify this, you have to have been dead for 20 years, and affected London greatly, and I mean, obviously he did. And so my tour manager, he was all like, oh, there's a petition thing. Everyone in that bus signed that petition. And I mean, we're ranging from 13 to 60. And everyone's just like, no, without a doubt, definitely. So that's pretty cool. I got to be a part of that, so I'm going to be really looking out for that. And yeah, Beatles, so freaking amazing. I can't even like describe it. Seriously, dream come true, and I am so glad that I went when I did, because we don't know how much longer Abbey Road is going, well, I mean, the road's obviously going to be around, but the studio is going to be sold. We don't know how much longer it's going to be there, and I am so glad that I got that checked off my list before it ended. So, yeah, lifetime memory, awesome experience. Holy crap. Oh my god. So, yeah. I'm glad you guys all watched this, simply because you're like, oh, Dana's going on another Beatles rant, okay. But yeah, anyone that knows me knows how important that is, and there is definitely some people back home I really wish were here today that I could have shared that with. You guys know who you are. I love you, though, and, God, so freaking amazing. So, yeah, signing out. Bye.